Hello, this is Daphne Wilson of Newbie Investment Education. Thank you for visiting my channel, where I talk about investing in second mortgages. So if you are curious about investing in distressed second mortgages, you are in the right place. So please feel free to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when I post another video. So today, I wanted to talk about a very interesting note that I acquired actually in 2020. Actually, I think it was 2019. So this was a pretty small second mortgage. The balance on it at the time that uh, the balance on it at the time that I purchased it was about $3,600. Very, very small second mortgage. It was originally taken out for 15 grand, and the homeowner had paid down on it quite a bit. Um, and then the homeowner got sick and stopped paying. Okay, and that caused the loan to be delinquent, and I purchased it. Um, Turns out a couple years after that, this homeowner passed away. And so the home property went into probate and all this kind of stuff. So this whole time, I was not able to collect anything. Since it was so small, I didn't bother to, have engaged legal to help me to work out the loan. So I really just kind of kept the file and, shoved it in the drawer, whatever, metaphorically speaking, shoved it in the drawer and just held on to it. Because, of course, eventually, you know, the legal process will complete, and the home will more than likely change hands at some point, and in which case um, I would be notified. Well, today was that day. So today I actually got a call from a attorney's office basically requesting a payoff quote for this particular loan. So that means that I can pull my payment statement for this particular loan and then figure out the total payoff amount. Once I draft up that payment amount, that payoff quote, I should say, then I'm going to send it off to the attorney. And the closing is scheduled for next week. And so once the closing happens, then of course, all of the lenders, including the senior lien holder for the first mortgage, as well as myself, will get a check. So, you know, this was a really small second mortgage. Like I said, the balance on it was 26 and 87 cents. And it has not been paid in many years, since at least, oh gosh, um, I want to say this loan probably hasn't been paid in about 10 years. But it is about to pay next week at the closing. So sometimes um, you get a balance on the loan that is really small, and for whatever reason, you're not able to collect on it. Um, One option would be to sell it. You could still sell it to someone, um, or you can just keep it. I didn't pay a whole lot for this mortgage. And so I just kept it in a drawer, and eventually, um, an attorney or title company will give you a call and say, hey, um, we have a closing scheduled. We need a updated payoff quote from you. And then you provide them with that quote, let them know what is due in full, as if, of course, you're following all of the regulation and compliance guidelines and so forth. And then provide them with that information. And then once they have the closing, everybody gets paid in the closing, and they will either send a check or um, do a wire transfer. Usually it's a wire transfer. So it's not a check unless you're there in person. But in this case, it'll more than likely be a wire transfer. So just want to share that with you guys. This was one of the first times, this was the first time it's ever happened to me that I actually owned a mortgage, um, and the borrower uh, became deceased during the time that I owned the mortgage. So I have run into cases where in my due diligence, I discovered that the homeowner was deceased, in which case I did not buy the mortgage note. But in this case, I had purchased the note already, and then a couple years afterwards, the homeowner passed away. So yeah, just want to share that with you guys. If you have any questions about any of that, please feel free to leave it in the comments below, and I'll answer your questions. All right. So I hope this has been informative. Take care.